A very good afternoon to you, and welcome to round two, or day two as we call it, of the IM Financial Group Open. We are coming at you live from the Golden County, Seonsan, based right here in Gumisi, Gyeongsangbuk-do, Korea Republic. Time to get on with Lee Yvonne, who is going to aim for birdie on hole number 6. Hasn't been able to really get herself off the ground, still stuck at that 1 under, but it's going to be interesting to see how she progresses as the day goes on. A bit more pleasant today, 17 degrees Celsius, not like 11 or 12 yesterday when we started off. Bit of cloudy skies, so it's going to be interesting to find out how things pan out. There's one problem though today. Wind speeds yesterday started at 1.8, went up all the way to 5.3. Now it's 5.7 here today. Han Jin-seon aiming for a birdie on hole 9. Yu Hyun-jo will aim for birdie on hole number 6. Well, she was actually chatting with a caddy early on in the day. It's day 2, and with wind speeds at this point, caddies can offer the best advice possible. Of course, it's a golfer's talent that takes them through, and Yu Hyun-jo does extremely well here against the odds. So 5 and 6, that is, she's had 2 consecutive birdies, and I think she'll be happy about that. Lee Shu-ying aiming for birdie on hole 9. Made a big splash last year. She's a lovely girl, very affable. Really great talent. Won her first KLPGA event as well, and it's good to see Park Joo-young. Well, we missed her. She tees off for hole number 8. It's a par 3 for the asking. Park Joo-young and Park Ji-young. These are the two that we always miss. According to me, 2 of the golfers who pack in the most amount of swag. They're not your pretty girls next door, but they really have flamboyant style. Talking of flamboyant style, well, here's somebody that is always known to pull in the results, Lee Yvonne. And that's well played by her. Very well played. I do love the color of that, sleeveless sweater that she has on. It's a very, very pleasant blue. A lot of pastel colors here today. We're looking at that pink as well. Time for Seokyo Rim to aim for birdie on hole 9. She's currently at 2 under. One of the things that I hate to say, 3 words most of all, is almost does it. We've had a few surprising results on the leaderboard as well, with Kim Min-sun 7. Right up there at the top with 7 under. She's tied in with a couple of golfers, including Jun Yi-sung, Kim Min-sol and Choi Kye-rim. Kim Min-sol yesterday actually ascended the leaderboard top spot. Here's Choi Kye-rim, another one of the joint leaders. It's going to be her approach shot for hole number 1. She's looking to cover 144 meters. Han Jin-seon looking to finish on par for hole number 9. Ball's just going to turn slightly away. She will look to tap it in and get it on with. And Jin Seon in very well cool casuals. Well, it's what most of the youth would actually wear in Korea Republic when they're just chilling out and not spending time with friends. Black and dark grey. Oh, that's a narrow miss there. I do believe would have liked to have just pushed it a little bit better. Park Chu-young. It's Lee Shu-ying back again. Always recognizable with her ribbons. Last year she had red and pink for most of the World Tour. This year she's got a teal color, if I'm not mistaken. Absolutely love that shade. We're just talking about pastel colors being right at the forefront today. Looking to finish on par for hole 9. She's currently at an even score. That's going to be a bogey for her. I think she's just taken a little bit by surprise. Park Chu-young looking to finish on par for hole 8. I think she'll be happy with that result. Lee Chae-yoon 2 goes next. Sung Yoo-jin goes next. 145 meters to cover. It's going to be an approach shot. Lee Won. It's going to be her approach for hole number 7. Remember, it's a par 4 that we're looking at. She's been fairly grounded here today. Started off a bit slow, but I think just about steadying itself. She wouldn't want to rock the boat too much. And sitting just outside the green on the border. That is perfect placement. Absolutely well done, and the positioning is so important at this point of time. Yoo Hyun Jo. It's her approach shot for hole 7. I think she's landed away from the green as well. Rim to go next. Needs to find that birdie on hole number 1. She's a joint leader. That could have actually pushed her up to hole number 1. She'll just have to wait for the opportunity to do that. Lee Chae-yoon 2. Oh, that is beautifully done. Absolutely wonderful here. A bit of cheer for all of us. Lee Chae-yoon, that's such a lovely ball finish from her. Yoo Hyun-jo needs to get off the rough and into the tin cup. Just a little bit ahead. Have to settle for an even score. She's just kind of distanced it a little bit. Kim Shi-yoon will look to get an underscore here on hole number 10. Well, that tap-in should do it, just to keep herself secure for the time being. I would have loved to have, well, pulled in another valuable point, but leave on. We'll also have to get out of the rough, try and craft something special out of this moment. Straight past the flagstick. .84 meters to cover for Jung Eun-ji. Sung Yoo-jin. We'll need to push that just a little bit more. And that's well played. I think she'll be happy to just about finish that, Yoo-Hyun Jo. I do love the shot of that wide angle. Very stylistic. Choi Rim now, teeing off for hole number 2. She's maintained her 7 under, and that's been actually good. She's going in with a 6 iron. It's been an interesting start for us here at the Golden Country Club. And a chair there for Lee Yvonne. I did say this earlier, I do love the sweater that she's wearing, the sleeveless. It's just words fail me when it comes to describing articles of clothing. What are jerseys, what are t-shirts, pullovers, but more or less sometimes get it right. Sung Yoo Jin will look to finish on par for hole 7. And I think she'll be happy to just kind of, avoid getting any of those positives in. And by that I mean, looking to finish with a bogey. As long as she can avoid them, I think she'll be fairly happy. Seokyu Rim. It's going to be her approach shot. Choi Rim will go next. She can finish with the birdie here on hole number 2, but she'll have to play it very, very safe. Oh, that was such a beautifully crafted shot. It just fell a little bit shy of, making the distance, but beautifully done. You've got to hand it to her. That's an absolutely wonderful way to go. Very nicely played here. Yoo-Hyun Jo will tee off for hole number 8. It's a par 3 for the asking. We're looking at very good form there. Good bit of a whip. Lovely feedback off that collision of the club with the ball. You can feel the wind. That's because wind speeds are high as well. I would have liked to have landed it on the green. She's going to have to work a little bit harder for that. You want to tee off next?
앞에 훅만 좀 봐줘요. 다 쳐도 돼. 실례하겠습니다.
Still at a distance from a destination, but Lee Yvonne does a little bit better than her counterpart. Gets it onto the green. It's just a question of being able to push that as close as possible. That's a very, very interesting shot. Absolutely interesting. Well, you can, just skim across the waters. But I think, well, she's got herself into a very good position there. Lovely. Well, tee off. Kyokyu Rim aiming for birdie here on hole 10. She's at a 2 under. Would definitely like to get things well up and running. If you think that we missed out on telling you about the leaderboard, well, we're just about to get to that. So Kim Min-sun 7, Jun Yi-sung, Kim Min-sol and Choi Yi-rim sit at the top. That quartet tied in top position with 7 under. Kim Shi-yoon in 5th with 5 under. She's done very well. Kim Ga-hui 2, Kim Min-ju and Choi Jung-won, along with well, a few others sit there, in that tied 9th position. Now you got Jung Yun-soo, Park Hyun-kyung, Kim Na-yoon-tu, Yoo Hyun-jo, An Ji-yoon, Hong Hyun-ji, and Kim Jae-hee. So all of them stuck on that 3 under. And it's going to be an interesting part because in tied 6th with 4 under, you've still got Kim Ga-hui, Kim Min-ju, and Choi Jung-won. So that trio can actually, well, move up. They're not very far. They're about, 3 points off the top. But the real movers have been that top 4 and still sticking in there. Very interestingly is Kim Min-sol, who finished yesterday with a 6 under to top day 1's proceedings. But here in round 2, what's going to be the state of affairs, we'll find out later. Just a reminder that this, of course, is the IM Financial Group Open being played at the Galveston County Club. And my name is Glenn Mascarenas. I'm here to take you through the events of today and right up till the finale on Sunday. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Yoo Hyun-jo not too happy about her, well, activity here, but I do believe she'd like to, well, just uplift the performance a little bit. Park Ju-young will go next. Needs a gentle tap in to finish things off and just, well, get on with the show. That's well played. I think one of the issues that is kind of worrying the golfers a little bit here today, but that's not going to be too much of a problem, and that's definitely got to do with, well, the wind conditions. Lee Von will look for a birdie here on hole number 8. Almost does it for her. Choi Rim will go next. Her approach shot for hole number, well, 3 does matter. Only 123 meters. She's going to go with the 9-iron. You can see that flag stick, well, doing the salsa. And it'll pretty much tell you that the wind speeds have just moved up a lot more than expected. So Nugent will aim for birdie on hole 8. And that's another very, very narrow miss for her. Kim Shi-yoon aiming for a birdie here. Oh, that's just kind of lipped out and totally on the external part of the rim. A tap-in should finish the job, but this is that part or that time of the day when things just start, well, changing up a little bit. But Kim Shi-yoon will accept it with a smile. Yoo Hyun-jo will need to finish this just to avoid a double bogey right here on hole 8. That's going to be a tad bit difficult for her. We'll drag her points down. That'll pretty much, well, finish that for her. I think she's a bit upset with that, with the challenge of that hole. Jung Yoon Ji. It's going to be her third. Well effort. Lee Won, meanwhile, looks to finish on par for hole 8. It's well played by her. Seokyo Rim. Her approach shot for hole 11, 77 meters to cover. She's gone in with a 58-degree wedge.
얘도 괜찮으니까요.
Lee Won up next. She tees off for hole number 9.
딱
212 meters that's traveled. And she's got a hand warmer there. Well, temperatures are not really, I mean 15 degrees tends to be kind of pleasant, but when you couple it with wind, it can get a bit chilly. And remember, this is open space, so Sung Yoo-jin will tee off for hole number 9. She's currently on an even score. And that ball's traveled a good distance of 210 meters.
여기 밑에 플레이 할게요.
And I think she's gained the most distance there, just avoided getting onto the beach, 222 meters to be precise. I think Yoo Hyun Jo will be happy about that. Lee Chae-yoon, 2, will go in with her second effort on hole number 12. 153 meters is what she's looking at. Choi Rim aiming for birdie on hole number 3. And that's well played there by Choi Rim. Lee Shuing will go in next. Well, just missing out on a birdie for hole 11. Lee Wong goes next. Wasn't entirely in control of that shot, and she knows it. Secure rim. Now that's a nice birdie from her on hole 11. Oh, just a little bit close. I would have done it just a tad bit close, I would believe. And that's nicely finished. Park Ji-young goes next. It's going to be her third for her approach shot for hole number 10. Lee Cheon too. Remember, she gave us a few amazing shots early in the day. Had that wonderful putt a while back, and the crowds have increased today. That's so good, right? Without the rain being there. Tomorrow it's going to be even more, and it's going to be, I think, a packed house because the residents of this place absolutely love outdoor activity and they love their golf, and they're very proud of this county club. To be fair, Lee on to a third effort for hole number 9. Gets a good bit of lift on that. If there's one thing that does give me joy, it's definitely to see well, so many around in terms of, well, the fan turnout. Yes, Yu Hyun Jo. It's on to her third effort for hole 9. Sung Yoo Jin, her third effort for hole 9. Jung Yoon Chi. Still trying to, well, just change things up a little bit here, Jung Yoon Ji. She's had a few moments that have been rather quiet. Another one of those very, very serious or sincere golfers, just like Lee Ga-young. You don't see them break into a smile until something special happens. Lee Chae-yoon tees off next. Park Hae-jun played that extremely well. Kim Si-yoon will tee off for hole number 13. It's got to be an interesting take for her here as well. Lee Won goes next. Oh, that is an outstanding bit of effort. I do believe she would have liked to have just made it a little bit better. Choi Rim onto her approach shot. It's going to be an interesting one here for hole number 4. Sung Yoo Jin does well to push that forward, and what a narrow miss. What an absolutely narrow miss. So Sung Yoo Jin finishes with 35 on the out. She's had 2 birdies and a bogey there. The bogey on hole 4. Sticks with the neutral for the time being. Meanwhile, here's Seokyo Rim with her approach for hole 12. Very well placed there on the green. That ball just going further and further. Docks itself very close. It's a good chance for her to finish with a birdie. She set that up very well. Leave on. We'll need to finish on par here. And I think that bogey is going to be a bit of a worry for her. Not expected. But sometimes you just got to go with emotions. Park Hae-jun finishes with the birdie there on hole number 11. Lee Chae-yoon will aim for birdie on hole 13. Remember, she's had some amazing shots in this event. Just falling shy of that will clean it up for an even score here. And a moment of joy there for Yoo Hyun Jo. She's had a few struggles, especially in the previous hole. Here's Jung Yoon Ji aiming for birdie on hole 11. That's a fine finish for her. Leave on. Will finish with the bogey there. That's dropped it down to a 1 under. Kim Si-yoon looking for a birdie here. It's well played by her. So she's up to a 6 under now. She's silently done things. She's kind of stayed away from getting into any tough spots. Choi Rim still a joint leader. And I think it's really the wind that is playing truant here today, and that's actually kind of just playing spoil sport to the efforts of the golfers. She will finish with an even score. To be fair, temperature is at 16 degrees Celsius. Actually, wind speeds have dropped down to about 4.8, so it's not as bad as it was when we started off in the afternoon. That is with our broadcast. Cloudy skies still exist, but not as bad as they were yesterday. Yoo Hyun Jo tees off for hole number 10. It's a par 5 for the asking. Remember, this is not the easiest. The area is wide, allows you to tee off with well, freely. But the left and right greens have steep slopes, so if you have to go over the pin, you will have to make a severe downhill putt. It's a very tricky green on hole number 10. You have to play your shots by measuring or eyeballing the distance. Here's Lee Shuying. Oh, very well played. And a bit of joy there for Lee Shuying. Well, claims a birdie, and that'll put a big smile on her face. Meanwhile, Park Joo-young. Some of the golfers now really looking to, pull in those points, because they do understand that day 2 is where you're going to see a lot of the golfers at the end of the day will either move out of the contest or stay in it for another day. That's well played. Lee Wong goes next. It's a second stroke. Remember, we're talking about covering a massive amount of distance. It's a par 5, not the easiest. Yu Hyun Jo still navigating through hole 10. She's kept herself on the fairways, and she's done pretty well to do that. Don't think there should be any bit of a worry for her. So Kim Min-sun 7, Jun Yi-sung, Kim Min-sol and Choi Yi-rim remain unmoved and tied first with 7 under. Choi Yi-rim still on the course through hole 13. Kim Shi-yoon with 6 under in 5th, and Kim Ga-hui, Kim Min-ju and Choi Jung-won are in tied 6th with 4 under. Jang Yun-soo, Park Yun-kyung, Kim Na-yoon-tu, Seok Yu-rim, An Ji-yoon and Hong Yoon-ji are in 3 under in tied 6th. Well, it's very interesting to see Park Yun-kyung in there. Did I say tied 6th? That's tied 9th. So Park Yun-kyung doing very well. Had a few worries yesterday, but today I think she's come very, very good, and she'll be interested, or we'll be interested to know exactly what she can come up with at the end of round 2.
마무리하겠습니다. 샷! 올라갔다 내려와.
Chai Rim, of course, has been very meticulous in her approach here today. But right now it's Yu Hyun Jo. Well, had to shake off a few demons early on in the day. And that was mainly due to, well, missing out on a few putts. So here she is attempting to get a birdie on hole 10. And that one just curving away from the target spot. And that's well played by her. Chung Yun-ji aiming for birdie now. Lee Vaughan will go next. She tries to find a birdie here on hole number, well, 10 was always an issue. Oh, that's beautifully done. Absolutely marvelous work here from Lee Vaughan. Starts off, well, the front with a lovely birdie there. Much needed, if you ask me, at this point of time. And that's very well played, Lee Shuying. Picture as well. Kim Shi-yoon aiming for birdie on hole number, or rather aiming for birdie to take a score up to a hole to 7 under. Sung Yoo-jin needs a birdie on hole 10 to try to emulate what Lee Vaughan did. That's just fallen shy by a tad bit. Choi Rim. It's going to be a third stroke for hole 5. And Joe will be glad to just get it on with. Beautiful shot, and you can actually see the colors through that drone shot today. Remember, yesterday it was an overcast sky, but today you can see the shades of green and the shades of, well, the other foliage around. Absolutely marvelous to watch at this point of time. So this is really what you would want to see. All those colors look so much better, and so do our golfers. Well, as you can see everyone clearly. Now here's Lee on, time to tee off again. She's going to travel a bit with that, 223 meters. So Yoo-hyun Jo really carrying with that shot forward. 213 meters. Two 217 meters there. Choi Rim on hole number 5. And that's a clean finish. Jung Yoon Chi will tee off next for hole 13. It's a par 3 for the asking, 139 meters. And that's straight onto the green. Park Ju-young aiming for birdie, needs to craft that, and that's beautifully played. Masterclass there from Park Ju-young. So some of our golfers really coming through with the entire event on day 2. Some of them still missing out on their putts. Sung Yoo Jin, second approach for hole 11. Jung Yoon Chi. Very well played. And she'll be glad about that, so she goes up to a 3 under with that birdie. Yoo Hyun Jo, hole number 11. Well, that is terrific placement. Absolutely terrific placement there. That's what Lee Won really, excels at. So Kim Min-sun 7, Junhee Sung and Kim Min-sol in tied first still with 7 under. Choi Rim has dropped to tied fourth with Kim Shi-yoon in 6 under. Kim Ga-hui 2, Kim Min-joo and Choi Jang-won are with 4 under in tied 6th. And this is turning out to be a very, very interesting chase here. A very interesting, well, well, change that we're looking at currently. So, all said and done, there's still a bit of a change. For our, well, golfers here as they continue. Beautiful scenic shots once again, thanks to our, well, lovely drones there. And, production crew who really make everything very, well, special for us. Joe just missing out narrowly on a birdie there. Park Chu-young tees off for hole 13. She's slowly building up her score, and that's really where Park Chu-young tends to shine. Well, just stays, makes the presence felt a little bit, but she's always there for those, final rounds. Lee Shu-ying aiming for birdie on hole 14. Sung Yoo-jin. Well, a birdie on the 11th would have served her well. She's currently on an even score, still looking to uplift her chances. Elsewhere, Kim Shi-yoon will aim for birdie on hole 15. She hasn't gone unnoticed, 6 under in there currently. And she's played a marvelous round so far. And a finish there will help her sort things out. Lee Won aiming for birdie on hole 11. And that's very well played by her. Seok-kyu Rim will aim for birdie on hole 14. Very well played there by her. Lee Shu-ying up next. Looks to finish on par for hole 14. She's dropped to a 2 under. She's doing very well for a while. And I think that should serve her well for the time being. Yoo Hyun-jo teeing off for hole 12. This is a par 4 for the asking. If you kind of look at hole 12, you've got to be careful, because if you slice it, it can go out of bounds. You have to aim to the left, and that's what she's done for the tee shot. And you have to watch out for hazards on the left side of the fairway. But this approach shot is very, very important for hole number 12. Lee Won will go next. Lee Won teeing off for hole number 12. "214 meters it's carried, 7 meters the curve. It's done just right enough. Sung Yujin. It's carried 217 meters. Jung Yoon Ji onto her second stroke. Lee Shu-ying onto her second effort for hole 15. She's on a 2 under. Remember, she dropped a few points. Well, she will be very keen on getting back to, well, good form here. And this approach shot will matter with 120 meters. And it's well placed right there on the green. Seokyo Rim. It's the second effort from her on hole 15, 109 meters. Lee Vaughn will go next. And that's definitely a lot of club, a bit too much on it if you ask me. Jung Yoon Ji. It's going to be a bit tough to craft this one right here on hole 14. Yu Hyun Jo goes next. Sung Yujin. It's going to be a second effort for hole 12. Well, today you can see the shades of the water and it really looks beautiful. Ripples in there as well. Well, it may not be an underscore, you know, for her, but she'll still be happy to, well, just get it on with. So Kim In-sun 7 and Jun Yi-sung and Kim Min-sol have finished their event for the day, still stay in top position with 7 under. Kim Soo-yoon and Choi Yi-rim was dropped now into tied fourth, will be with 6 under. Kim Ga-hui 2, Kim Min-ju and Choi Jung-won are of course in tied sixth, and in tied ninth you've got Jung Yun-soo, Park Yoon-kyung, Kim Na-yoon 2, Seo Kyu-rim, Lee Seol-ki 2 and An Ji-yoon. Park Hyun-kyung has also dropped a point to move to 3 under, which is very interesting because she was going great guns for just a tad bit. And I think it's going to be, well, fairly well a move to watch and find out what's going to come, well, out of this event. Time for Lee Yvonne to get back into the thick of things. I would have expected her to have actually knocked that in. That's always possible with Lee Yvonne right here on hole 12, but she'll have to be a bit cautious with the way she finishes, because she wouldn't want to drop any points. Well, Choi Rim Will aim for birdie on hole 6 to get back to that joint leadership which she shared for a bit. Well, just a tad bit overcautious, I would believe. And she'll settle for an even score.
움직이지 말아주세요.
So Nugent aiming for birdie there. We'll have to wait for another opportunity to strike. Li Shuing, meanwhile, will look to claim a birdie. It's a bit of a distance from her, 13.1 meters. Well, she almost nailed it. She almost did. Just needed, well, to get it a bit more to the left. Kim Si-yoon, her approach shot for hole 16. Yoo Hyun Jo looking to craft a birdie for herself here on hole number 12. It's an interesting way that she's gone about her game today. She's had a few challenges. I think that ball just curving away. Yvonne needs to finish on par here for hole 12 just to avoid dropping any more points. That's just slipped out at the wrong time, you would believe. Park Chu-young up next. Kim Si-yoon. That's the third effort on hole 16. She would have liked to have also crafted a birdie out of that, got a little bit closer. Almost heart-shaped at the green there. Very interesting. Yu Hyun Jo will tee off for hole 13. She's still on 2 under. She's gone in with an 8 iron. It's a par 3 for the asking. Here's Jung Yoon Ji. Kim Chi-yoon. And that's going to be a tad bit worrying for her. She would have liked to have avoided well, a bogey. She's in rank 5 now. 2 more holes to play for with that 5 under. It's been an interesting turn of events for her as well. Choi Rim. Lee Won goes next. Always terrific placement from her, always. That's what makes her so special. Kim Chi-yoon will tee off for hole 17.
타이틀 좋아해. 나 타이틀 좋아하긴 해.
Jung Yoon Ji, her third effort for hole 15. It's just going to fall a tad bit short. Here's Lee Won aiming for birdie on hole 13, and she definitely needs to start pulling in the points here because it's been a bit of a dry spell for her. It's just going to sail past the destination for her. Choi Rim. It's going to be an attempt for a birdie on hole 7. She needs to get herself back to that 6 under that she was on. Meanwhile, Yu Hyun Jo. That's another miss for her. I think it's going to be a bit worrying as she gets ahead. That's well played by her. Kim Si-yoon has been one of the performers that has really done well here today. Aim for birdie on hole 16. Gentle tap-in should do it. Quick appreciation there from all the fans and supporters who've turned up here today. Yu Hyun Jo teeing off for hole 14. Well, that's a solid curve of 12 meters and 213 meters covered. Meanwhile, Lee Shu-ying gets ready to get off the rough and onto the green for hole 16.
시작하겠습니다.
Doesn't curve the ball too much if you notice. Just 4 meters on the curve, 207 meters covered. Choi Rim will look to finish on par for hole 17. And that's exactly what she does. Well, with time running out, you've got to start pulling in the points as best as you can, and I think that's something that most of our golfers do understand here. Quick update on the weather conditions. As Hyokyu Rim aims for a birdie on hole 16, we are up to 6.7 miles per second, and that is the wind speeds have certainly changed. The one goes next. She's got a 1 under there for the time being. Yuhyun Jo, her approach shot for hole 14. Well, she started off pretty well today. It's going to be interesting to see how she can craft something out of what she's been doing. Lee Won trudging forward. Meanwhile, Lee Shu-ying has her own mission at hand to finish on par for hole 16, and that's gonna be a bogey for her. Choi Rim will tee off for hole 8. She's had 2 birdies on well, the back, so a bogey on the front. 2 more holes to play for today. Par 3 for the asking. She's gone in with a 5 iron. Beautifully crafted. We just needed a bit more of a push. Park Ji-young up next. Needs a little bit more of a push if you ask me. Here's Jong Yoon-ji. She goes on with the second effort for hole number 16. The current leaderboard, of course, well, tells us a bit of a story. Yesterday, Kim Min-sol really led the way. She finished off well today. Did not pull in too many points, just 1 to be fair. Yesterday finished at 6 under, today at 7 under. But she's still up there with the top, top 3, and it tells us a bit of a story. Yuhyun Jo. More than 15 meters, it's always going to be a bit of a daunting task. And very interesting to look back last year. Kim and Sol won the BC Card Hunkyung Ladies Open on the 24th of August. Now this year, it might be an entirely different story, so left to be seen what comes out of that. Meanwhile, Seokyo Rim will tee off for hole number 17. She's got a 3 under currently. And hole number 17, of course, the green is very large. There's a difference of about 2 clubs depending on the pin position. The green on the right is short, can be attacked with a short iron. You can aim for a birdie, but the main, I think, recipe for success is to get the ball onto the green. Now here's Lee Yvonne. She aims to, well, putt for that hole 14 and finish off with an even score. And that's just strangely lipped out. She can't understand it herself. She'll clean that up. Had a few worries here today. Lee won. Choi Rim looking for a birdie here on hole 8. Remember, she's got just one more hole to play for after this, so she needs to get those points back up. 12.1 meters is how much she has to travel with that putt. And that's nicely done, just past the flagstick. Sung Yoo Jin, currently on an even score, needs to finish on par for hole 14. Now that's slipped out, which means she's going to drop into bogey land. Just kind of reminded me of the Earth, Wind and Fire song Boogie Wonderland. Kim Chi-yoon needs to get to the dancing flag. She needs to get out of the beach. No suntans here with the weather just about 16 degrees. The sun, hiding itself behind the clouds. But not a bad placement from her, and she can still aim for a birdie here. I think she would have liked to have got it a tad bit closer, but I think when you're getting out of the sand pit, it's always going to be a bit of a worry. So just to remind you once again that this is the IM Financial Group Open. It is just the third event of the year, 2026, and only the second being played in the Korea Republic. The first event, of course, the Rejuran Championship, was played in Thailand. Very interesting how well this has panned out, because it's showing us how the golfers are slowly warming up and getting closer to their peak for the season ahead. Yes, Sung Yoo Jin as she tees off for hole 15. Perfect form from her. Just a 3-meter curve, and it's 203 meters, so the ball has traveled. Picture there from her caddy too. Lee Won, meanwhile, teeing off for hole 15. That's well played by her. 214 meters, curve of 8 meters. Jung Yun Ji, right here on hole 16, gets it past the flag stick. Yoo Hyun Jo, meanwhile, doing her level best. Choi Rim looking to finish on par here for hole number 8. Shouldn't be too much of a stress for her at this point of time. And that's well played by her. Chance for Kim Si-yoon to nail a birdie on hole 18. And that's just curved a little bit on the outside. She'll have to settle for an even score. Well crafted though. She knew that that was going to slope downwards. Very well played by her. Jung Yun Ji with another on par finish. And that's important at this point of time. Meanwhile, Lee Shu-ying aiming for a birdie. It's still a bit of a distance for her on hole 17. And she'll have to wait for an even score. She should be able to clean it up quick enough. Sung Yoo Jin, her approach shot for hole 15. Most of our golfers were nearing pretty much the latter part of round 2. Back to Kim Si-yoon. I think she'll be glad to have finished that off. So Kim Si-yoon finishing with a 5 under score. And she'll be back tomorrow for certain in round 3. Meanwhile, Lee Won, who's on an even score, has an approach shot for hole 15. Beautiful placement as always, but Lee Won has struggled with the putts here today. Her placement shots, her positioning has been fantastic otherwise. Choi Kyu Rim looking to finish on par for hole number 17. And I think she's going to bogey that. She'll have to drop down to a 2 under. Yu Hyun Jo just getting out of the rough. And well placed. She's got herself onto the green. Bit of a distance to cover to the tin cup, but I think she'll be happy to get out of that spot. Kim Min-sun 7, Jun Hee-sung and Kim Min-sol remain, well, steady at the tied 1 with 7 under with no other challengers. So far, Kim Si-yoon and Choi Rim, of course, have dropped into that tied 4th. In tied 6th, we've got a couple of, well, golfers in there. And it's going to be interesting to see how well they perform. So there's Kim Si-yoon and Choi Rim in tied 4th. Kim Ga-hui, Kim Min-ju, Choi Jung-won and An Ji-yoon are in tied 6th. And then you've got the tied 10th, which is Jung Yun-soo, Park Yun-kyung, Kim Na-yoon 2, Lee Seul-ki 2, Kim Se-yeon 2, Kim Ah-yeon, and Hong Yun-ji. Interesting year to see how this contest is shaping up.
얘가 보통 쳐도 물러버릴 것 같지. 이렇게 해가지고
170가 그러니까 6번 글마다도 어차피 그림이 있는 라인이니까.
Jung Yoon-ji would have liked to have finished better, but yeah, Sung Yoo-jin, as she aims to finish on par for hole 15. It's been one of these, well, very sincere moments. If you've noticed, the golfers normally on day or round 1 and round 2 are always very freewheeling. It's not really that much of pressure, but today, keeping in mind the fact that this is only the second event of the year being played in Korea Republic and the third event of the calendar in 2026, all the golfers have been very cautious in their approaches. Hyun Se-lin. And I think that that's a very interesting point to keep in mind, because most of, our ladies here understand that they've got to get the year off to a great start. So that's a beautiful, scenic shot. And as you can see, the green, or the greens in some spots, very, very interesting to look at. Now here's Yoo Hyun Jo as she tees off for hole number 16. She's currently on a 2 under. Very interesting the way that she's actually played her game out here. Jung Yoon-ji has done well. Lee Yvonne will tee off next. Normally has a very good start to the year, Lee Yvonne, and actually caps in her wins in the early part of the year, in that April and May kind of period. It's been a little bit different for her this year, and she could find her form a little bit later in the year. You never really know. And it really all boils down to where our golfers, want to see themselves at the end of this, event, at the end of this day. Choi Rim. It's going to be her third effort for hole 9, 95 meters to cover. Syokyu Rim. It's going to be a third effort for hole 18. .88 meters is what she's looking at. Lee So Young will go next, looking to finish on par for hole 14. And she'll fall just a tad bit short of that finish. And that's nicely done here. I think she'll be happy about that. So Kim Min Sun 7 still at the top there with Jun Yi Sung and Kim Min Sol on 7 under. Kim Shi Yoon and Choi Yu Rim in tied 4th with 5 under. And then you've got, well, the tied 6th onwards kicking in. Sung Yoo Jin, it's going to be a second effort for hole 16. Yu Hyun Jo. That's his second full effort. Nicely played there. Lee Won really, just struggling to find a footing in today's event. And it's a bit odd because otherwise she's at the top of the game. So there we have the leaderboard back again. Kim Min Sun 7, Jun Yi Sung, Kim Min Sol, that trio still at the top. Kim Shi Yoon, Choi Rim in tied 4th. Kim Ga Hui 2, Kim Min Joo and Choi Jung Won with 4 under in tied 6th. And then of course you've got the tied 9th in there, which is well, a bit of a change. Tied 10th, sorry, with Jung Yun Soo, Park Yun Kyung, Kim Na Yoon 2, Lee Soo Ki 2, and Kim Ah Yeon and Hong Yoon Ji. Well, Park Yun Kyung was going great guns, but she did finish her day in, well, tied 10th, sorry. Time for Sung Yoo Jin to make an attempt to get it back onto the green there. Choi Rim. It's going to be a fourth effort on hole number 9. Well placed by her, I would say. Yu Hyun Jo, meanwhile, somehow the other golfers have struggled a little bit, and I've said this before without sounding like a broken record, that it has been, well, the wind that does change a lot of the way in which well, things pan out here. It's a nice lift. Almost nailed it. Almost nailed it, if you ask me. Choi Rim will look to finish on par. That's going to be the end of her day's event. And I think to finish pretty much on a neutral will be good for her. 34 on the out, 38 on the in. 2 birdies, 2 bogeys. Tied 4th rank and 5 under. She'll be back tomorrow for certain. Lee Von goes next for hole 16. It's going to be her 3rd effort. And that's nicely played. Lee Shu-ying aiming for birdie on hole 18. It's going to fall shy for her as well. Sung Yoo Jin will go next, looks to finish on par for hole 16. Han Jin-seon aiming for birdie on hole number 18. That's well played by her. And we've missed Park Chu-young for most part. There she is back again. Nicely done. Very nicely done by her. And Yu Hyun Jo has had her moments today. Let's sit and ponder a bit before she gets on tomorrow. Lee Shu-ying will be glad to finish off hers as well. And it's 36 on the out, 34 on the in, tied rank of 25th. She finishes with 1 under.
하겠습니다.
The Vaughn goes in with a 5 iron as she tees off for hole number 17. Just needs a little bit more. Sung Yoo-jin, her turn to tee off for hole 17. She's with a 1 over currently. Par 3 for the asking here, so it shouldn't be too difficult for her. Circular Rim will go next. And it's well played by her. So 35 on the out, 36 on the in. She's had 2 birdies and a bogey and a 2 on the score. I think she should be pretty much easy to go along with. Well, her efforts, Yoo Hyun Jo using a 6 iron here. And this is the part really where our golfers start picking it up as best as they can, because they do understand that, well, time does run out. And they have to keep things together as best as they can. Meanwhile, Jung Yoon-ji onto her 3rd stroke. Well, in a way, time is running out a tad bit, and by that I truly mean the fact that we've got approximately about 27 to 30 minutes to play for, and with just fewer holes left to play, I think the golfers will have to, well, pull themselves together. Still that trio at the top, Kim Min-sun 7, Jun Yi-sung and Kim Min-sol with 7 under, Choi Yoo-rim and Kim Si-yoon with 5 under and tied 4th, and you've got Kim Go-hui 2, Kim Min-ju and Choi Jung-won in tied 6th, along with An Ji-yoon, and then you've got a quintet there of Jung Yoon-soo, Park Yoon-kyung, Kim Na-yoon 2, Kim Ah-yeon and Hong Hyun-ji with 3 under in tied 10th. We're coming at you live from the Golden County in Suncheon. Korea Republic. This is the IM Financial Group Open. My name is Glenn Mascarenas. It's round 2 of the event. We've got 4 rounds to go. I will be with you till the finale, but as of now, we are looking at some of the, well, prime golfers in this event separating themselves from the chasing pack. Stay with us. Lim Hee-jong aiming for birdie on hole 18. That ball was just stubborn enough. Needs a bit more coaxing, and that's exactly what Lim Hee-jong will do to finish it off. And she finishes with 38 on the out, 38 on the in. She's had 4 bogeys in today. That's taken her to a 3 over. Well, not the very best performance from her, but I think she'll be happy that she's at least, kind of finished off with the event. Here's Jung Yoon Ji looking to finish with a birdie. It's just kind of gone past her. So Jung Yoon Ji finishes with 2 under, 35 on the out, 36 on the in. Liu Siyun Fo. It's a third effort on hole 14. That's well played by her. Lee Won looking to finish on par for hole 17, and she will land up bogeying that. It really hasn't been her day. I'm sure she would have loved it to have been, well, a lot easier, but it's just been one of those trying times for her. Close enough to, well, the flagstick, but will it do her well? Yu Hyun Jo, chance for a birdie here on hole number 17. And just a narrow miss. Well, that would be definitely painful because she was so close to it. Could literally sniff that underscore point. Lee Jae-yeon up next. Lee Won finishing with a bogey there on hole 17. She's got one more to go for. It'll be interesting to see how she navigates through that. Well, that's a nice enough finish. I think she'll be happy about it. Bang Sil, we missed her, finishes with consecutive birdies there to end with an even score. 36 on the out, 34 on the in. And teeing off here for hole 18. Yu Hyun Jo does well.
시작하겠습니다.
Lee Yvonne getting ready to tee off for hole 18. It's been a trying day for her, and I think she would like to, well, finish on a positive note, but it's left to be seen what she can come up with. Here she is, teeing off for hole 18.
네, 샷.
Park Chu-young will aim for birdie on hole 18. That was almost perfectly played by her. Almost. Kim Hyun 2. And that's well played. Very well played by her. 37 on the out so far, and a birdie there on the 14 will drop her, well, up, I would say, to an even score. So Park Ji-young, 35 on the out, 36 on the in, 2 bogeys and 3 birdies in there. She's had a very interesting day. Nicely positioned. And it's good to see fresh talent actually making their way through, you know, day by day. Always interesting.
시작하겠습니다.
Lee Yvonne getting on to her second effort for hole 18. It's a par 5, 233 meters that we're looking at. .222 meters, Sung Yoo Jin will go in with her counterpart Lee Yvonne, who just well had her shot earlier. Yu Hyun Jo to go next. Yu Hyun Jo has to navigate herself out of the woods. Just a little bit on this course. As you can see, those are pine trees there as well. Based right here in Gumi-si, Gyeongsangbuk-do, Korea Republic. It's known for its well-maintained scenic fairways, hilly terrain. It's got a beautiful modern clubhouse, great snacks there and coffee. It's a part of the Golden County chain, which is the largest corporate golf course in Korea Republic. The course started in 1994 as the Sunsan Country Club before being rebranded under the Golden County umbrella. 38-hole course, often cited as an 18-hole championship course, and it's part of a larger historically established club. Very interesting, of course, there's a park in the area as well, and the residents of this place, well, really fought for it. They wanted to have something that was special. They love the outdoors, and you're going to see a big crowd turn out tomorrow when we get into round 3. And round 4, it's going to be packed as long as the weather, of course, is favorable. But, you know, fans, they'll brave the rain and anything to come out in their windbreakers and umbrellas. Top prize money, the winner will take home 180 million Korean won, which is about 121,860 USD. And just a quick look at our notable player for the day. It was Jung Yoon Ji there on hole number 9. She played it extremely well. And that was Lee Shuying, who charmed the ball to move it in, literally. And that was wonderfully played as well. Park Ji-young had that fantastic, absolutely stunning shot. And she just about missed making the grid. And let's not forget Bang Chun-sil and her efforts. Sung Yoo Jin. It's a third effort on hole number 18. Remember, this will be some of the last bits of action in this event. Yu Hyun Jo. Her approach shot will matter for hole 18. It's very important here at this point of time. And she's flown the green just a tad bit too much of club, I do believe, on that.
바로 그거부터 없을 때가 그 올수 있다 이쪽 흘리고
Lee won. It's got to be a third effort for hole 18. 90 meters to cover. We'll hope to finish with a birdie here today. Give herself a shot in the arm for tomorrow's event. Oh, that is terrific placement. And you just might see Lee Vaughan bounce back in to make it back tomorrow. So the interesting bit here today, while we of course talk about all the rest, is last year, very interestingly, Kim Min-joo finished at the top of the heap and took home the championship with a 15 underscore. The runner-up was Park Joo-young, and we're looking at Park Joo-young in there still. Bang Shin-sil, of course, and Park Joo-young shared the runner-up spot with 12 under. And then, interestingly, Lee Ga-yong, who's not really in there, but Ji Han-sol and Lee Shu-ying finished tied fourth. It was the first time that Lee Shu-ying was showing glimpses of what she's capable of, being a debutante in the KLPGA. Sung Yoo-jin needs to get out of the cat box. That's exactly what she's planning. So Sung Yoo-jin will go next. And she's managed to get herself out of a tight spot for certain. Just gauging the situation to figure out what she can do. Yu Hyun Jo will go next. Very well crafted shot, just falling shy of making the destination. A very interesting shot as well. Sung Yoo Jin looking to finish on par. She's got a jacket on. I was just trying to figure out what happened to, well, her yellow t-shirt. She's keen on finishing on par here on hole 18. Remember, we spoke of this being the important part. Pretty much could be the last bit of play, and that's just skimmed over the surface. Wind speeds at about 7.1 and the temperature at 16. It is slightly chilly outside, so you can understand why the golfers are clothed. I forgot to mention our second prize winner in this event will take home 110 million Korean won. That's 74,470 USD, while our second runner-up or the third place will take home 80 million Korean won, and that should be about 54,160 USD. Lee Yvonne will look to finish with a birdie on a positive note, give herself a chance of making it back tomorrow. And that's just let her down at the last minute. Unexpected, if you ask me. Yu Hyun Jo needs to finish this on par at all costs. And I think she's kept herself on the neutral right towards the end. Finishes with a 2 under, had a buzzer there on hole 8, and that was really her undoing. Otherwise, she had a pretty good event here today, and just a bit of comfort there from a caddy. It was a good mate of hers. And Lee Won will be glad to get done as well. Finishes with 1 under, 38 on the out, 35 on the in. Had too many bogeys today, but she just might be able to get back tomorrow. Quick hugs all around there for, well, Yoo Hyun Jo and their good, very good buddies. Sung Yoo Jin started off very well today, but looks like she'll finish with a bogey on hole 18. That's exactly what she does, but she'll be glad to get it over with. 2 over, that's a score. 35 on the out, 38 on the in. 2 birdies and 3 bogeys was pretty much, well, her effort for the day. So it's been a very, very interesting turnout for us here today at the IM Financial Group Open. Results not as they were expected. We've had a few changes, in the offing, and a quick look at the leaderboard sees Kim Min Sun, 7, Junhee Sung and Kim Min Sol, who were among the Dawn Patrol, to finish off with 7 under at the top of the heap. Choi Rim, Kim Si Yoon, of course, finish off in tied, fourth. And that's an interesting one because what they've done is they finished off with a 5 under score. So Choi Rim, Kim Si Yoon, and of course we've had a few others there who have come up along the way. So just going to give you a final look at the leaderboard before we can, well, pack it up for today right here at the Golden County in Sunsan, where we were coming at you live from. But it's been an interesting event for us. A lot of the front runners, of course, going through many, well, challenges and not being able to really, well, step it up the way they would have liked to. But at the end of the day, it's going to be another day tomorrow, and in round 3, let's find out who's going to be, the winner. Will Choi Rim, Kim Si Yoon, Kim Ga-hui, Kim Min-ju, Choi Jung-woon, and An Ji-yoon do much? Let's come back on day 3. My name is Glenn Mascarenas. It's time for me to shut shop and ship out of here, but I'll be back with you tomorrow afternoon once again for round 3 of the IM Financial Group Open. Till then, bye-bye for now, and join you again tomorrow.